Shalom, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHEM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHEM, WAHAWAH, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, and Shalom to the mighty Akim Wakwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on a bunch of videos, actually, simply because I had seen these videos, and I'll be honest, this is not really my forte. All right, so I won't be going too much into detail because it's not something that anyone needs to be ashamed of. Some people are better at studying prophecy. Some people are better at other stuff. We're not all going to be amazing at one thing or at everything, Slakia. So I'm just over here to basically report on this stuff and bring this out, as well as share videos on brothers who are actually more knowledgeable on this topic compared to me. So let's start with this. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right, so first things first, yes, this is the thing that's going on. It is going to be a bit of a surprise, but I want to let these videos play right quick in succession before I end this video, because it's not going to be a long video. It's just going to be some videos compiled into one.
You have liberty, and you have to have liberty, but to have liberty, not everybody is going to be good. And some are bad because they're sick. They're mentally deranged, they're bad. Then you have to take them. If you're going to have a country, you're going to have to take those people out. And we've been doing that. You have liberty, and you have to have liberty, but to have liberty, not everybody is going to be good. And some are bad because they're sick. They're mentally deranged, they're bad. Then you have to take them. If you're going to have a country, you're going to have to take those people out.
Okay. Go! Go! Ja, blijf zo, go aan die bellen. Aan die bellen. Aan die bellen. Go. Aan die shock. Aan die fucking shock. Aan die fucking shock.
We have some breaking news now. Donald Trump says everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. In a post on Truth Social, the US president says, Iran should have signed the deal I told them to sign. What a shame and a waste of human life. Simply stated, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I've said it over and over again. Everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. And the President, Donald Trump, is in Canada at the moment for the G7, and he says he does not intend to sign a joint statement calling for de-escalation between Israel and Iran. So there's some latest developments there.
Have you heard any signals or seen any messages from intermediaries that Iran wishes to de-escalate the conflict?
Yeah.
What have you heard? What have you heard from the Iranians?
They'd like to talk, but they should have done that before. I had 60 days, and they had 60 days, and on the 61st day I said, we don't have a deal. They have to make a deal, and it's painful for both parties, but I'd say Iran is not winning this war, and they should talk, and they should talk immediately before it's too late.
And what would you say, in your opinion, what would it take for the U.S. to get involved in this conflict militarily?
I don't want to talk about
This is the Natanz here, just to the east and south of it. This is an aerial picture, General, okay, of Natanz and what it was before. You've got buildings and structures here, buildings here, and buildings here. That's pre-war. Now you've got complete devastation of Natanz here, this building located here, as well as this one, and the upper right-hand corner. Natanz is very different from what this site that you're describing. Firdau is a half-mile buried inside of a mountain. And you believe the United States has no choice but to get involved with the Iranians? Explain that, sir.
Well, it's in the United States' core national interest that Iran does not have a nuclear capability and get to it. That's a fact. And this capability, if we leave it there, the Ayatollah will recover and rebuild. And that's what he's absolutely counting on. That's why he never was willing to give.
Okay, Slakia, I want to make something abundantly clear. I'm not trying to put any false information out, but I am going to say that I see this screenshot of his thing, but when I actively try to go to his Twitter, which it was posted today apparently, I don't see it. The last time he tweeted was June 14th apparently. So I don't know what this thing is. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if if that was a real tweet or not. I don't know if I'm looking for it in the wrong place or something, because I don't see it. I genuinely don't see it. Hold on, bear with me one moment. Ah, Slocky, I'm gonna see. Fucking hell, bro.
Former Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser, 1965 remark, Israel left Egypt black and came back white. How? How is that physiologically possible? What? How?
Okay, now let me try once again. Fuck. Here, so we're gonna go back into this now that I'm logged in, because I don't know why I couldn't see the thing. I'm gonna go in his thing, and I still don't see it. I don't know why. Maybe either he deleted it or it wasn't a real tweet or something. I don't know. So I'm not gonna say with absolute certainty that tweet actually happened. But what we do have is his words, which we saw in the video, and all of these videos are going to be in the description. All right, all of them.
Dismantle the program himself with verification. That would end his program. Here he believes he has a chance, and that's what these guys are all about. And we've got to finish what we started here. We can't look like we haven't come to the assistance of the Israelis when they needed it the most here to finish this operation. They are our strongest ally in the region. What do you think the Arabs would think after the president's visit there, looking at this in their same mind? If the United States isn't going to help the Israelis at this critical time, what's the chance they're going to help us? And does this motivate Putin a little bit more to stay the course in terms of what he's doing and President Xi? If we don't help the Israelis finish this off, it's their operation. We would lend a support to it to finish it off, and that's what I'm suggesting, and I'm certain the president is making those considerations.
این چند روز چه اتفاقی افتاده؟ تمام کشورهای عربی تماس گرفتن و گفتن ما از شما حمایت می‌کنیم. پاکستان گفته اگر اسرائیل بخواد بمب اتم بزنه ما به اسرائیل بمب اتم خواهیم زد. احساسات مسلمان‌ها تو منطقه فوق‌العاده رو به افزایش خواهد بود. هر چی ما قوی‌تر عمل کنیم، هر چی مردم ما همراهی بیشتری با نیروهای مسلح عمل کنن، ما از این گردن عبور کنیم، اون طرفش یک اقیانوسی از پیشرفت سیاسی، نظامی، اقتصادی ان شاء الله جلوی ملت ما خواهد.
How many nuclear weapons does Iran have as of today? Right now, I hope none. Okay, how many does Israel have? No idea. No idea. You were in the government. They don't tell you that stuff. No idea. Who did they tell? No idea. So you recognize the hypocrisy of Israel having a secret illicit nuclear weapons program that it won't open up its doors to and won't talk about, and then lecturing everyone else in the region. Absolutely not. You know why? You talk about hypocrisy. If an Iranian guest came on my show and I asked him about Iran's nuclear weapons, I don't know what I'm talking about. Would you be okay with that? You'd be outraged. Of course. And you sit here as a former minister of the Israeli government saying, "Oh, I don't know about nuclear weapons."
Because there was like 16 United Nations Security Council resolutions against Iran.
And they're against Israel. And they're against Israel now.
About
your nuclear program. Yes, there is. UN Resolution 487. Let me read it to you. The UN Security Council in 1981 says.
Slocky, I just realized that I put the stuff on 2x speed. The other videos were going at a reasonable pace, but these guys are speaking so quickly. So I will rewind.
Would you be okay with talk about idea? How many nuclear weapons does Iran have as of today?
Right now, I hope none.
Okay, how many does Israel have?
No idea.
No idea. You were in the government. They don't tell you that stuff.
No idea.
Who did they tell?
No idea.
Do you recognize the hypocrisy of Israel having a secret illicit nuclear weapons program that it won't open up its doors to and won't talk about, and then lecturing everyone else in the region about nuclear weapons?
Absolutely not. You know why?
You talk about hypocrisy. If an Iranian guest came on my show and I asked him about Iran's nuclear program, he said, I don't know, I'm not going to talk about it. Would you be okay with that? You'd be outraged.
Of course.
And yet you sit here as a former minister of the Israeli government saying, I don't know, never talked about nuclear
because there was like 16 United Nations Security Council resolutions against Iran.
And there is against Israel. And there is against Israel as well.
About
your nuclear program.
No.
Yes, there is. UN Resolution 487. Let me read it to you. The UN Security Council in 1981 says, calls upon Israel urgently to place its nuclear facilities under the safeguards of the IAEA. Why haven't you done that?
Because
Iran has never attacked a neighbor. Israel has repeatedly attacked its neighbors. Iran signed the Non-Proliferation Treaty. Israel has refused to sign. Iran submits to inspection by the International Nuclear Energy Agency. Israel refuses to submit. Iran has no nuclear weapons. Israel has between 75 and 400 nuclear weapons. So Israel poses an existential threat to Iran. For the last 40 years, Israel has conducted a systematic campaign of disinformation about Iran. Why the lies? Why the double standards? Why the hypocrisy?
So yeah, basically you heard all that, and you know, there's the hypocrisy. Let me actually get this, because I actually like this verse. Psalm chapter 73, verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. And the reason why I like this so much, because it fully encapsulates the hypocrisy and the double standards of Esau Edom as a whole, because he gets to get away with doing whatever the hell he wants and setting all these moral standards, logistical standards and everything for everyone else, but yet he doesn't get to keep it. And that is something that goes on in every aspect of life, where they get to steal from people, but it's like if a so-called black man steals, and they're gonna get arrested. They will get arrested for stealing just for food, just to eat, just to be able to eat. But these devils will steal for the sake of stealing, just for the sake of controlling people, X, Y, and Z, all that crap. All right, so that you have this whole double standards and the evilness of Esau Edom. All right, where you see the the double standards, as well as just how evil and how hardly he will fight to enforce his laws, regulations, and stuff like that. But yet he will hypocritically, not need to keep any of those himself. And the thing is that the violence covers him, because who's going to enforce all those laws on him? Okay, because no one can stop him. All right, no one can stop him. No one can say, hey, you need to do this, you can't do this, X, Y, and Z, because he can just murk you for speaking out against him, as he's been doing. All right, now continuing on, I think that was the last video. Oh yeah, there's these videos. Oh yeah, Slock, I forgot to get this. This next one, basically, apparently, I think it was today that there was the missiles hit. I think it was just today. I think these are videos that happened today specifically. So Iran just got shot, and you heard this dude basically saying, it's the 61st day. We're not willing to do any more negotiations. We're just gonna do whatever, like fuck you guys, basically. All right, so yeah, this is what's going on right now. There was some missiles shot at Iran. Israel video, blah blah. I want to see if I'm pretty sure this is happening today. If not last night, probably last night or in the morning. Alright, so yesterday. No, it's today. Yeah, it looks like it's today. Slakia, I'm not trying to make this video long, but I'm just trying to let you know, like, yeah, this is this is a source. I'm going to give you multiple different avenues to further get more information. All right. Just me personally, again, this is not my expertise. Anyway, continuing on. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. All right. So basically, these are parts of prophecy that needs to happen, and which leads back to this, Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. And when we see these things, then we know that we're just that much closer to all the final prophecies, like up and coming MOTB, the up and coming Amos 8 and 11, up and coming wars and stuff like that. World War 3, X, Y, and Z. We want all these things to happen, and when, as Yahawashi said, where is it? As a matter of fact, let me get that instead. Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So Yahawashi told us not to be troubled. And in addition to that, in Jeremiah 10 verse 2, which we just read, in Jeremiah 2 chapter 10 verse 2, it just said, we're not supposed to be dismayed at the signs of heaven, which basically means we're not supposed to be worrying about the signs of heaven. Well, we're supposed to be rejoicing when these things happen, because it means that we're just that much closer to the end, and that we are, and that Yahawashi is going that much closer to returning and delivering us. All right, it's through the whole divine intervention, which I personally like to use that term. I've been mostly using that term. From what I know, I'm the only one that really uses that term that I know. Maybe other people might use it, whatever. But the thing is that it's through divine intervention that we will be delivered. So that's just it. I'm not gonna take more of your time. I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BANYAMAN, the elders and apostles, great millstone, abad ball, and shalom.